Turning now to business, Nona has just joined me. Nona, the competition watchdog, concerned about planned $421 million sale of PGG Wrightsons. This was to a Dutch company. What's the issue?
Yeah, it's a seed business. So the company it already produces seeds. It's a Dutch company. It's called DLF. The Commerce Commission has some questions for it around the research and the cost of seeds. So they're concerned that the company buying it won't have the same commitment to research and the foraging grasses that we need, and that those seeds will become more expensive. So they're going to be questioning them before giving them approval, if they give them approval, because these are concerns. And the main grasses we're talking about here are ryegrass. And so that DLF is a small player in that market, where PGG is a big one.
Yeah, because I was going to say, for people who are not familiar with this, is PGG dominate the market?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they certainly do. And they've had the seed business forever, you know, I mean, and they're selling it off. They want to take that money and do other things with it. So good for the shareholders, but on the other hand, maybe not so much for farmers. So the sale of Tourism Holdings assets has fallen through, including the tour bus operation, which people all know, Kiwi Experience. Yeah.
So what went wrong there?
Well, you know, it's funny. I mean, Tourism Holdings is a very profitable company with mostly camper vans in Australia and North America as their biggest markets, and of course New Zealand. They have other tourism holdings, for example, the Waitomo Caves. They own that. They weren't planning to sell that operation, but they were planning to sell someone around that. They say that people come to them all the time wanting to buy their assets, and this particular company seemed serious, so they spent a lot of time and effort with it. The market expects that those assets that were on the block, potentially on the block, were worth about $90 million. And at the last minute, the potential buyer, whom we don't know, just pulled out because they weren't prepared to pay Tourism Holdings price. Tourism Holdings doesn't really care.
Interesting. So and markets generally, what's been going on today?
Interesting, because we had quite a lot of interest over the weekend with a truce of some kind on the China-U.S. trade war. So it's been put on ice for 90 days. That warmed up the market, though, so that was kind of good. A bit of a relief. We saw currencies that are exposed to trade, for example, the New Zealand currency, the Australian currency, and markets generally really improve since then. So today our Kiwi dollar is 69.1 US cents, 93.8 Australian, 54.1 British pence, and the market itself had a much more positive tone in line with what we saw in Asia. We ended up 0.6%, that's 53-point rise to 8,876, and the rest of the markets are looking pretty strong as well.
Fantastic. Thanks, Nona. That's Nona Palcier with your business update this evening.